Hey everybody, welcome to another Megan2Mars episode. Again, we are doing 5 things you didn't know came from the space industry. So with me today is Amy again. Hey Amy.
Hey. Hello.
Welcome back. So we are getting started today with 5 cool things that originated in the space industry you may not know did. So Amy, what's first on our list today?
I think first on our list today was firefighting equipment.
Ooh, right. So firefighting equipment is rather cool. What's your favorite part about it? And where did it come from the space industry?
I think my favorite would be the lightweight materials that they use.
Right.
So those are based off of the materials used by the space program.
Okay, so they started out with the materials used in, they're similar to the materials used in spacesuits, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and then they created a lightweight breathing system and a face mask.
Right. So that's based off of the
interesting.
same system that they use for the EVA suits, right? The portable breathing apparatus that the EVA spacesuits wear?
Yep.
Awesome.
That greatly improved their safety as they were able to go into buildings and put out fires. They were still able
To breathe.
to breathe, and then also have materials that wouldn't get burned easily.
Yep. I imagine that the thermal protection systems developed for the NASA spacesuits helped too.
Yes.
Alrighty, so second on our list is shock absorbers for buildings. Now, how does that work with the space industry? I mean, I know the tall things like the rocket towers and everything.
Yeah.
But
so it's based off of what they used with the rocket towers. So basically,
right.
With funding, a company called Taylor Devices, they developed shock absorbers that would safely remove the fuel and electronic connectors from the space shuttle during
That's
launch.
the release thing. So if anybody's seen the video, it's where it goes boing.
Yeah.
The tower removes at the last instant.
Yeah. So with these absorbers, now they're able to actually use them as seismic shock absorbers. So in places like San Francisco, Tokyo, places that are really prone to earthquakes, they can use the same technology to help protect buildings.
Yep, they've done that into a lot of the buildings here in San Francisco Bay Area, because that's where I am right now. It doesn't stop them from sinking, though. There's one building that goes like this. People are not happy, especially the ones that bought condos in it.
But at least it protects them from some of the shaking.
Yeah, it protects them from the shaking, not sinking.
Yeah.
And we have fire retardant paints next on our list, which is a really fun one. I love this one because it's based on the Apollo program. So going to the moon. Yes. Saturn V. So it's the company that developed the reentry, the heat shield.
Yeah.
It developed a lot of fire retardant paints and foams and stuff, right?
Yeah. So the really cool thing about that, the heat shield is that it was created by a company called Avco. So it was called Avco. And basically, as it re-entered, pieces of that material would flake off the bottom of the capsule.
Yep.
And as that happened, it would dissipate the heat with it so that it could be comfortable on the inside.
So that's why when we see it re-entering, we see burning things all alongside.
Yeah.
I love it's so interesting to watch the video footage from those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Love being able to watch some of the old NASA footage.
The Apollo program is definitely one of the most fascinating.
It is. We moved so fast during the Apollo program and invented so many new things simply because we were in a competition.
Competition spurs creativity.
Yes, they do. All right. So I think the next one was one of the ones you were interested in, which is anti-icing for little aircraft. Not big ones. Big ones have been around for a little while, but little aircraft.
I'm working on my private pilot license. Of course, it's important to me to know about these sorts of things. So basically, NASA scientists developed a thermoelectric de-icing system that was called ThermalWing, and it basically allows pilots in small airplanes to fly safely through ice encounters. So like
Nice.
basically heated wing technology and heated pitot tubes, things like that, so
Right.
that if you go through the icing, you're not as likely to cause a problem.
Okay. So that's really
Yeah.
useful for small aircraft that can't put the traditional de-icing systems in because they're too big and
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and the last one for today, scrubbers, air scrubbers.
Yes.
Really, really important
So,
to us. We love
oh
breathing.
yeah, we have quite a few air purifiers, air scrubbers all around our house as well. So good technology makes it safer to breathe.
Very, very good technology. Now, if I'm remembering
So
correctly,
basically,
it sequesters the carbon dioxide, right?
yeah. So essentially, with NASA funding, a company developed the air scrubber. So basically, it was based on a discovery that was made in the 1990s by a Center for Space Automation and Robotics. So basically, it was developed at Marshall Space Flight Center down in Huntsville, Alabama.
Nice.
And basically, they were looking for a way to eliminate the ethylene that accumulates around plants that would be growing in spacecraft.
Okay.
They then found a solution. So it's light induced oxidation. So when UV light hits titanium dioxide, it frees electrons that turn oxygen and moisture into charged particles. They then
Which,
oxidize the air and get rid of some of the contaminants like volatile organic compounds, turning them into carbon dioxide and water, things that we regularly use.
nice.
Cool. Yeah.
Alrighty. So that is really awesome. I imagine I'm going to need a few of those when I get to Mars in the habitat.
Oh,
Quite a few,
probably just a few.
actually.
Yeah. So funny fact too
Okay.
is that well, it also eliminates like other basically airborne compounds and neutralizes bacteria and viruses and mold as well. So actually, Major League Baseball took on the technology to use with their teams. So they now have those same scrubbers in their facilities to help keep like the smells and all of that down. So
And
pretty
we
cool.
all know what a locker room smells like.
Yeah.
I imagine that helps.
I
Um,
would hope so.
I wonder if it would also help in places like in San Francisco where we get a lot of, or LA where you get a lot of smog. I imagine
Yeah.
having those in your house, in your office, would be really, really important. We used a few when I was in San Francisco when we had a bunch of fires because we were getting tons of smoke, and the air filtration systems bringing in air for the air conditioning weren't getting it all
Yeah.
out. So we ended
Ooh.
up putting a few air purifiers, air scrubbers, into the office buildings and even in the house
Huh.
at home. Couldn't open the windows. You had to wear an N95 mask to go outside then. So that
Oh
means that I
wow.
actually had one for this pandemic.
Well, that's good.
Only one, and it
Yeah.
still smells like smoke because
Oh
it doesn't
no.
fit right. My nose has been broken too
No.
many times.